In number 7, we start with part A. First, let us identify these two equations. They are the equations of a line because they can be changed into the form of y equals ax plus b. So let us first find the value of y in terms of x. Y equals 11 minus 3x. Then you replace the value of y in the first equation. So 2x minus 11 minus 3x equals 4. You have to keep the brackets, be careful because you have a minus there. So you now distribute the minus. 2x minus 11 plus 3x equals 4. Solving for x is on one side, numbers on the other. 5x equals 4 plus 11. So x is equal to 15 over 5, which is equal to 3. Then we take the value of x and replace it in this equation. So y is equal to 11 minus 3 times 3. Y is equal to 11 minus 9. So y is 2. So we found the value of x and the value of y that will satisfy both equations at the same time. This is algebraically. And graphically, we actually found the point of intersection, A, let's say, whose x is 3 and y is 2. So when you draw these two lines, the first one and the second one, they are going to intersect at this point A, whose x is 3 and y is 2. In number 7 part B, you have to do the same. First, identify what is this, what are the forms of these two equations. They are the forms of lines. Therefore, graphically, when you draw them, they are going to intersect at a point. And this point is 4 minus 5. So let us solve it algebraically. You choose an equation and you write y in terms of x. Then you replace this value in the second equation that you did not use, like I did. I used equation 2 and I replaced in equation 1. Solve algebraically and you're going to get x equals 4. When you find the value of x equals 4, you take it and you replace it in the equation that you have in terms of x. So y equals minus 2 times 4 plus 3. Therefore, y is equal to minus 5. And the value of x and the only value for minus 5, y, which is minus 5, is the coordinates of the point, that point of intersection between these two lines. And when you replace 4 in the first equation and minus 5 in the second equation, you will get 15 equals 15. This means that these two values satisfy the equation. And for the second one also, when you replace x and y, you will get 3 equals 3, which means that your answer satisfied the equation. Now, if you didn't have this case, if you replaced the x and the y and you didn't get the satisfaction or the value that's on the other side, it means that you have done a mistake. You have done a calculation mistake. We can also use simultaneous equations to solve word problems. So first, in this case, in number 5, we have a word problem. First, we need to write these equations, then we need to solve them. So 2 meals and a bottle, 2 meals and a bottle of wine. So 1 bottle of wine, they cost 36 pounds. The bottle of wine cost 3 pounds, more than a meal. How much is 1 meal and how much is a bottle of wine? So how much do they cost? This is what they mean by that. So first we need to identify or to represent the variables. So let us represent m for the meals and B for the bottle of wine, or W for the bottle of wine. And we go back and read the question again. We have 2 meals, so 2 meals plus a bottle of wine. So you are now interpreting English to math. And a bottle of wine, so 1 bottle of wine, 1W, equals their cost is 36 pounds. So this is your first equation, or equation 1. Now we need to have another equation in order for us to solve for the meal and the cost of the meal and the cost of the wine, because when you have 2 unknowns, you need 2 equations to solve these unknowns. The bottle of wine costs 3 more. More means in math plus than a meal. So the bottle of wine costs equals 3 more than the bottle. So the bottle of wine costs 3 more than the meal. So if I want to replace the math by the English, equal means cost, and 3, the plus means more. So now I have 2 equations and 2 unknowns, therefore I can easily find the values of the cost of the meal and the cost of the wine. So let us add here the cost. M is the cost of the meal, and W is the cost of the wine. So let us write them. They already gave us the value for, or the value of W in terms of M, so we can directly replace what we have here in the second equation in the first equation. So 2 into 3 plus M plus W equals 36. So again, this is the value of W. So you replace it in the first equation in the place of W. So 2M plus 3 plus M equals 36. So 2M plus 3 plus M equals to 36. 3M is equal to 33. Therefore, M is equal to 11 pounds. So the cost of the meal is 11 pounds. We need now to find the cost of the wine. W equals to 3 plus M. We found it, or we already have it in equation 2. So W is equal to 3 plus 11, which is equal to 13 pounds.